you want money from een bekend persoon?
A VIP, it's in celebrity?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Is it possible, do you think, I can think? Of course.
Depending on which kind of celebrity. If you're talking about Brad Pitt,
no,
I'm not sure.
Deepak Chopra.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, yeah. I have a friend who gave our book to Deepak 2 years ago. Yeah. That's perfectly right.
So your second connection with Deepak Chopra?
Yeah.
So can you connect me, please, with Deepak Chopra?
Yeah. I think so. I have to look if we are connected straight away. But last year, of course, Robin Sharma 2 years ago. Richard Branson has our book. I met Richard through Robin actually.
So actually, Richard Branson is in my.
He's in my second. We're not connected, but I had a chat with him.
Richard Branson is for me the goal to reach for the event 2000, Good Education 2000, to have him there. That's my goal.
This edition?
No, next time. Because this year it won't happen.
No.
Because he's
You're too late. Yeah, you're too late.
I know, but once in a moment I would.
So
it's my goal.
Good luck with cold calling Richard Branson, right? But if you're introduced to someone else, that's a big difference.
Yeah, so you will be connected.
Let me look it up for Deepak. I think I'm connected with him, but if I am, I'll personally make a...
Me too, please.
Because
of Wim Hof.
Yeah.
Wim Hof uses meditation. I don't want to connect him in the film. It's an important thing. Dalai Lama as well.
Yeah. Okay, guys, one more thing about the profile. Of course, rich media, we'll talk about that later on. When you talk about experience, explain what you do, alright? In a lot of profiles, there's no explanation about your project, there's no explanation about the school. You just have the title there. So if I take Bart. EBM, content marketing, BioShop, there's nothing there of the school.
No,
there's nothing there of the project.
Because my role is not yet defined.
Okay, alright, fine.
There's no point in changing my profile
okay,
if I don't know what I'm about to do yet.
Let's take Patricia, other example. So have your experience. She says she's a preschool teacher, Butterfly Wise Networker Education 3000, but she doesn't explain what it is that you do. There's no explanation. There's no company branding here. There's
but the company branding has to be there and not in the summary.
Both.
Both.
Yeah, because some people would skip the summary and go straight to your current experience, while others would read the summary and then go down and start reading. So again, there's no one solution that fits all. All right, let me bring up the. Can you put the box?
But you can copy the text, proofread the text for the company from my profile. Just copy paste. If you
That's not what I do.
No. If you want.
Yeah, your mini.
So my mini flip over with me.
Where's mine?
Another life hacking tool. I have a whiteboard on top of my my laptop. So what I'm going to so this is very, as you can see, it's very handy if you don't have all the tools. So yeah, it's a sticker. I need to
buy a new one.
Buy a new one. Yeah. It's been 18 months, so it's time to refresh. So what I'm saying is that you have, let's say, this is your profile. And let's say you have this in Dutch, alright? And I'll explain in a minute how to set up a different, let's say this is your profile in English, alright? Or the other way around, whatever you wanna. Is this readable for all of you? Yeah? So what happens is that if you look at your profiles, is that it would be a shame not to fill out your profile to the same extent in different languages. Why? Some people would come to you, would find you using their own language. So for example, someone coming with the English interface of LinkedIn, they would naturally end up on your English profile. Okay? And so they read everything. And at a certain point in time, you have interesting stuff there. So they would go to your next call of action, get in touch, call you, mail you, whatever it is. While others would stop reading halfway through, right? You don't know who's coming to your profile, so therefore you don't know how long it takes them before they take the next step, when they leave your profile. Interested or not interested, engaged or not engaged, okay? But by providing as much as possible, you make sure that you catch as much as possible people with your profile.
But
right?
I don't understand how you have the Netherlands.
I'll show you in a minute. I'll first explain the concept and then I'll show it.
Yeah,
Okay?
of course.
So if I come with the the English interface, I will see your English language. Okay. If I'm coming with a Dutch, if you
Sorry about that.
is it easier to just pass on the charger, or do you have a different?
No, different one.
Okay, sorry.
Alright, so if I come with a Dutch profile, with the Dutch interface on LinkedIn, I will automatically go to your Dutch profile. Alright? If that's not filled out completely, I will only see part of your profile and you're missing half of the content. So the people who might sponsor you from the Netherlands or here from Belgium might be missing out the most important points that they were looking for, which are on your English profile, which you don't take into account. Well, they've seen that. No, they didn't, because they went to the Dutch profile. Now, if you have multiple languages, yes, you can have.
I don't know how you implement those.
I'll show it in a minute, Fran. Let me explain first, and then I'll show it to you. I understand you're very enthused. So, excuse me. If I come with a French interface on LinkedIn, which profile will I see?
English.
Why?
Because a French person would be more that they would also speak English instead of Dutch, because Dutch is not.
Okay. So your profile on LinkedIn existed before the 26th of January 2011? Yeah. So in your case, they would go to English. In Kathleen's case, they would go to Dutch. Why? Because on the 26th of January 2011, Dutch was introduced as a language on LinkedIn, as an official supported language. So people who live in Belgium and in the northern part of Belgium, you get Dutch as your standard, as your default language. Okay, then you had the English interface then.
Well, I did LinkedIn.
When you signed up, you used the English interface, not the Dutch interface. Okay, but then you deliberately chose English. All right. Most people would switch immediately to Dutch, and then you get the Dutch profile as a default. All right. So you don't know unless you check at which stage you set up your profile whether your default is English or Dutch or French or whatever standard language that you have, and it's impossible to change it by yourself what the default language is. But you can send a link to a message to the LinkedIn help desk to change it for you. Now, how you set up, is this clear by the way? So when we're talking about an international context, make sure that your profile is available in the languages that your target audience is looking at you, right? And preferably in a language that you also speak. So I'm not so sure how, Marika, how good is your Polish?
I'm sorry?
How good is your Polish? Not so good? And Japanese? Not so good. So again, make sure that when you start using different languages, that you also have someone who can communicate then if someone would approach you in the language of their choice. I guess for now, English would go a long way for most of you. On top of your local target audiences, where I would say, yep, Dutch, probably French, maybe German might be good as well. So you can have
Spanish
multiple
and
language, Spanish and Portuguese, especially with the Spanish. Yeah, all right.
I possibly missed it, but do you have to put sentences in that language?
Of
And
course.
maybe
I'm going to show that now.
Ah, okay.
Arab? Yeah, okay.
How do we do that?
Oops.
Chinese,
So, how and where do you do that? Okay, so when you're on your profile, you see here the drop down next to your edit button, and you see here create a profile in another language. And if you click that, you get a new page where you choose the language you want to. So Chinese simplified, Bahasa, Tagalog, Romanian, Russian.
I lost it because when
Yeah.
I asked you something completely.
Okay, so you go to profile.
Ah,
Yes.
Profile. You're there? profile?
Yes.
Yeah. And then next to edit profile, you see a drop down button.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And then the third one there is create